Yo, what is up folks, and welcome back to F1 2021, where today we're going to be playing the long-awaited Breaking Point story mode. Let's get right into it. Alright, coming into the main menu, we've got Breaking Point right here for us. And as we get into it, we can see that there are actually 3 different difficulties to which you can set the game. We've got Normal, great for newcomers to the F1 series, with all assist levels. Then we've got Challenging, which comes on to sort of the intermediate level. And then we have Hard. You guys can just play with whatever AI suits you the best. It's all about having fun in this game. But for today, we're gonna go with the Hard difficulty and we're gonna see if we can play with it. Let's get right into it here. So once we select Hard difficulty, we can see that we are now able to pick what team we want to play with, and we have got 5 choices. AlphaTauri, Racing Point, which soon becomes Aston Martin in the 2021 season. Then we've got Alfa Romeo, we've got Haas, and Williams. So you can choose between these 5 teams to go through with your Breaking Point story. But for today, we are going to be going with the British Racing Green Aston Martin. I just love this car. And then now we're just going to fix our assists and set everything as it's supposed to be before we get on with the story. Let's go. Alright, here we have the Prologue coming into Abu Dhabi, the final race of the F2 2019 season. So the Breaking Point story starts there. Let's go guys, this is going to be fun.
Incredible race! Look at it! Every driver is being so aggressive! Check it out!
They'll all be feeling the pressure right now. None more so than young Aiden Jackson from Carlin.
That's right. Rumors from the paddock talk about a possible future for Jackson in Formula 1. And with only a few laps to go, this is still anyone's race.
The atmosphere here is electric, and we couldn't have asked for a better finish to the F2 season here in Abu Dhabi.
And here we are, starting off Breaking Point in the F2 2019 season in the Carlin as Aiden Jackson. So our objective for today is to finish in first so that we can win the F2 championship. And I'm assuming that's how we get our promotion into Formula 1 for the next season. So I'm not that used to F2 cars even back in F1 2020. I would usually only play them when they come around in online lobbies. But yeah, we're just gonna try and see how well we can push these cars. The handling is a lot more different than in 2020. I feel like in 2020 you would the lockups would be a lot more punishing and you couldn't really slide out of corners that easily, or at least for me. But in this game, I find it a little bit easier for me to put the throttle down and get out of corners. Maybe it's just me. And as we come around Raghunathan, who is, I'm assuming, to the back of the field, and we are going to lap him, and he's putting up, well, a little bit of a fight as we go deep into the corner. But no matter, we hold our position and we are going to chase down Latifi, who is in 2nd place. He's currently about 2.2 seconds ahead, and we have got, including this lap, about 2.5 laps remaining to get into first, with Giotto all the way up in 1st place at about 3.4 seconds ahead. Now maybe it's just me, but I feel like the tracks on F1 2021 are a little bit wider than that in F1 2020. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, but I feel like it's a lot easier for me to drag the car on tracks in this game, because I feel like I'm not always gonna just get out of the lines and spin out or whatever. So yeah, that's a plus point. Already this game looking a lot more fun than F1 2020 already was. Hopefully we get the DLCs for the additional 3 tracks, the new ones for 2021 soon, and we can get videos on that, gameplays. It's going to be really fun. Coming onto the back straight now, we are going to get DRS closing in on Nicholas Latifi, who is in 2nd place. As the laps go by, I'm getting more and more comfortable with this new handling model in this game, and I'm able to push the car harder and harder. It'll be the same for you guys. It's not a very steep learning curve, but it does take some getting used to. What's important is that we enjoy the game and have fun with it. Setting a purple middle sector. So we've got okay pace here. Being able to keep up with the guys, as Giotto is slightly above 1 second ahead. This is one corner where I would frequently in F1 2020 just outbrake myself, block up the tires and just go on straight. Yeah. Currently on lap 5, and we are about to enter lap 6, which is the final lap. Closing in on Giotto like a speeding bullet here. Now I'm gonna sit back for a little bit and just wait for the DRS zone, be a little bit patient so that we can get a clean overtake around him. We don't want to cause any accidents or risk getting any damage here. Trying to stick to the back of him as close as we can. Inching closer and closer. Now it's crucial we get a good exit out the next corner to be able to capitalize on DRS as much as we can. Well, it's an okay exit, lost the back end a little bit, but no matter. We're going to continue, DRS on, closing in on Giotto. I think the slipstream effect is a lot more prominent on the F1 2021 cars compared to these. As you break down the inside, lose the back end, and Giotto comes alongside us again, but we get a very good exit, and we're just shooting past him, getting further and further. We did not get DRS, however, and Giotto is closing in back on us again, but luckily we close the door on him just a little bit and keep the position. Looks like it's going great, and we just need to keep this momentum till the end. About less than half a lap remaining, with Giotto 2/10 behind us. We're just gonna push, keep it clean, and get on with braking point. And there we have it, we come across the line in first place, winning the F2 2019 championship. Let's get on with F1.
Jackson's done it! Aiden Jackson wins the F2 championship!
What a win for Jackson! What a win!
And it couldn't have gone to a better driver. A magnificent result. He's already been vocal about his dreams of one day driving for Mercedes in Formula One. Let's just hope the right people are watching today. And here he is, the man of the moment, Aiden Jackson.
An amazing race and a fantastic win for this incredible driver.
Indeed. After this, I guarantee that Jackson will be the hot topic in more than a few upcoming F1 team meetings. The future's definitely bright for this young driver.
And here we are coming into Chapter 1, the Australian Grand Prix.
Aiden, now you've made the leap to Formula One, no surprise to anyone who's been watching your career. How does it feel to be on the verge of getting behind the wheel for your first race?
To be honest with you, Will, it hasn't really quite sunk in yet. The team has given me a fantastic opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime, a dream come true. So, to answer your question, I feel like a little kid. I look around and I'm surrounded by my heroes, you know? I've even had to pinch myself a couple of times. So, yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming. But out on the track, the speed, the noise, even the smell, it's all the same. I just hope my driving is too.
And what about Casper Ackerman? Are you intimidated at all having such a seasoned and experienced driver as your first teammate in Formula One? How's that relationship coming along?
I've always looked up to Casper as someone to aspire to. Growing up as a kid, his pictures all over my bedroom walls, you know? The dream was always to be Casper. But, as it turns out, I'll be racing alongside Casper, which is good enough for me. I get to learn from the best. Besides, every legend has to start somewhere, right?
Aiden, just wondering if we can get your reaction to the obvious comparisons that are being made between you and another F1 driver. Much like you, he made the transition from F2 to F1 last season. What do you say to the press here, and to your fans, who are calling you the new Devon Butler?
The new Devon Butler. I'm alright with that. Does that mean we can lose the old one?
You come over well. They like you. I don't know what you were worried about.
Thanks.
You know, everything's going to be fine out there today. I just know it. Just do what you did in F2. Easy.
Thanks, Brian. I won't let you down. Come on, Aiden. You've got this.
Brian seems like a really nice dude, but the new Devon Butler? No, that does not sit well with me. Not at all. But yeah, seems like he's in Breaking Point in the F1 2020 season. We're probably going to come alongside him at some point in this season. Let's see. Now, as we look at this, we see a lot of familiar faces.
Hello?
Aiden, are you in your room?
Oh, hey Brian. Yeah, I'm in my room.
Good. Well, have a look around. I hope you like it. Should be everything you need in there. News feeds, social media. It's hooked up to the lot. Just do me a favour, eh?
Go on.
Make sure you check your emails. I think there's a message in there for you.
Oh, right. Thanks, Brian.
Take a breather, do what you need to do, and I'll see you before the race.
Nice one.
Alright, coming back to our social. So many familiar faces here. So nice to see them including people in. And yeah, coming onto our emails, and we are about to get a call from our mum.
Hello?
Hello, love. How's it going?
All right, Ma. Yeah, it's going all right. Just getting ready.
I saw your interview.
And?
You need a haircut.
All right. Well, thanks, I guess.
But aside from that, you were great. I'm so proud of you, Aiden.
I know, Ma. Thanks.
I wish I could be out there with you. This is everything you've worked towards.
Yeah, I know, but you'll be at the next one.
Just do what you do, and everything will be great.
Thanks, Ma.
And remember, mirror signal maneuver. And always stick to the speed limit.
Great advice. I'm all over it.
I know you are, love. I'll speak to you later. Good luck.
Bye.
Alright, so that was the call with our mom. Encouraging words. Now coming onto our emails, we've got one from Otmar. Just the typical introduction into Formula One. And yeah, seems like this is already off to a very good start here. We have even got an email from our teammate at Racing Point, Casper Ackerman. This is going to be very interesting to come up against him. Now coming on, let's just go on into the next part of Breaking Point, which is the Australian Grand Prix Chapter 1 Mid-Race. let's get on with it. Alright, so here we are in the racing point in F1 2020 at the Australian Grand Prix. Our debut as an F1 driver, Aiden Jackson. Currently we are in 14th place, and our objective for the race right now is to catch up to Ackerman, our teammate, by lap 11. So he's currently in 10th place and we've got about 5 laps to do it. He is, say, 6.7 seconds ahead. So we're gonna push and close that gap. Now I know that these are the F1 2020 cars from last season, but due to the new handling physics in this new game, these cars do not feel anything like they did in the last game. They feel a little bit more like the 2021 cars, but these cars are able to put down the traction in the rear end a lot more aggressive than the new cars. With this new handling physics, it is a real joy to drive. As we come to the start finish line, Ricardo just up ahead, 0.5 seconds ahead, and we are going to get DRS in the next straight. Let's see if we can make a move stick. DRS on with our ERS. Trying to go down the inside, and we are not close enough. As we can see, Russell running in 12th place in the 2020 Williams. That is very impressive. Love to see how he's performing in the 2021 season right now with his Q3 entry, last qualifying. That was amazing. Glad to see Russell pushing, and we just get really close to Ricardo, go around the inside and make a move stick. Currently we are in 13th position, 5 seconds behind Ackerman, closing in as fast as we can. But first we've got to take off Russell. We do get DRS here, closing in as much as we can. I feel like in this new game I'm able to brake a lot later with these cars compared to 2020. Like there's a better balance in the brake bias this year, and you have less risk of like really locking up the tires and it just ruining the race as we go around Russell, getting a very, very good exit onto the main straight here. And we do get DRS as well, so that's a good thing. Right, so coming back to the brake bias, in F1 2020 you would have to set the brake bias to about 50%. Sometimes you could maybe run a 53, 54 depending on the track. But if you were to do that in 2021, you would just get a lot of rear locking, which is more realistic. That's what we actually want. It's nice to see it included in this game. And with our brake bias currently set to about 59%, which is somewhat the midpoint, it's able to give me a very good feel of the brake pedal and get the car rotating around corners a lot better than the last game. Just a lot more enjoyable to drive. 2021 feels... the car feels less game-like. It's a little bit more realistic, and that's what I like. As we come right behind Devon Butler. Man, just saying his name. We're gonna try to get past him as fast as we can. Coming on to the start finish straight, closing in on him like a torpedo. Start finish straight, DRS on, slipstream, ERS, closing in on him. We go to the left, clean overtake past Butler. And I feel like you're able to push on the curbs, well, some curbs, a little bit more on this game. They don't punish you so much like the last one. Like in 2020, when I get on most curbs and I put the traction down, I'd feel like the back end would get away from me a lot easier. But in 2021, I'm able to push through curbs a lot better. Allows me to be a bit more consistent in this game. As we close in on Casper Ackerman, our teammate at Racing Point for F1 2020 in the Breaking Point season. Currently we are about 1.3 seconds behind him. So we are not going to get DRS the next straight. But we do have quite a bit of ERS left for us, so we're going to use some of it and try and bring the gap down. Let's go.
What a brilliant Australian Grand Prix this has been, but there's still plenty of time for more drama.
There certainly is, Crofty, and these two have been fighting each other incredibly hard so far. They don't want to go tripping over each other, though, because Devon Butler is coming up from behind. He's on the attack, too.
Aiden, Casper's not your priority. We need you to defend.
It's okay. I've got this.
Here comes Butler. 3 abreast going into turn 11. Oh, this can't work! And it doesn't! Ackerman's off onto the verge of what looks like damage as well.
Is he okay? Is Casper okay?
He'll be fine. He's heading for the pits now. You just concentrate on the race.
And there we have it. So I'm sure there's going to be fireworks in the Racing Point garage this evening.
There will be, Crofty, for sure. Look, it was a late move from Devon Butler, but you never want to see two teammates make contact, and Ackerman will surely be seething at that one.
Absolutely. And I tell you who else isn't going to be happy too. Aiden Jackson. Not how his F1 race debut should have gone.
Oh no, we have just absolutely ruined Casper's race there. Ruining our teammates' race on our F1 2020 debut. Not a good way to start the season. And our objective has been updated. We just need to finish the race. So yeah, coming into those corners, we were trying to make a move on our teammate Casper Ackerman, and Butler just comes down the inside, making it 3 wide. And we sort of react to Butler coming in and swerve a bit to the left, pushing Ackerman out, and he loses his front wing, costing our teammate so much time. Man, if this was real life, Racing Point would be really, really mad. So yeah, not off to a great start for our player Aiden Jackson here in his debut. But we're gonna make the best of it and get on with F1 2021's Breaking Point Story Mode. Coming onto the start point straight, we have Butler about 2.2 seconds ahead. Now, our objective is to not pass Butler or win this race or any means, but we're just gonna push as hard as we can, you know. Have fun with it, see how far ahead we can go. And the more practice we do with this game, the more familiar we get with the driving physics. So every opportunity you get to drive, just push like you usually would and make it stick. Now, I believe that in this game, it rewards you a lot more if you're able to brake in a straight line. Now, that's something that I have had to get used to myself, and I'm still not used to it. In F1 2020, I would repeatedly actually just brake into corners while my wheel is turned. It's not the most efficient, but it's a habit that I have been trying to break for some time now. And in 2021, it actually forces you to break the habit, because if you brake into the corner while your wheel is turned, you just understeer and lose so much of time there. As we can see what we did right there, losing the back end on exit. But we try to brake as much as we can in straight line, and we are able to carry maximum speed in and out of the corners. So yeah, proper driving proficiency and just the way how real race car drivers would drive, it's implemented a lot more in this game, making it a lot more fun. Overall, I feel like once I am acclimated to this braking in a straight line in 2021, if I were to go back to 2020, I may actually see an improvement in my lap times, because 2020 did reward you that way, but it didn't punish you like 2021 would if you brake into corners while the wheel is turned. So yeah, maybe we'll have a video on that a couple months down once I'm really acclimated to this driving style, and we'll see if we make any differences in 2020. Coming up right behind Butler, 3/10, and we lose the back end, and we get minor damage to our front right wing, losing about 7-8 tenths there. Now, I wouldn't blame that on, you know, Butler or dirty air or something. I was just too happy on the throttle, gave it too much push, and just lost the back end. So yeah, talking about that, F1 2021 really rewards you if you are a smooth driver. Smooth on the throttle, smooth on the brakes, smooth with the turning. It just rewards you a lot more, which does make it challenging for someone like me who typically does not have that sort of driving style, but it pushes you to learn, and I believe that's what's fun. We do get DRS here on Butler, but I can feel that front right damage to our front wing is it is affecting me quite a bit. I have to brake a lot earlier. I'm understeering into corners. So yeah, I'm not too sure we can actually get past Butler, guys. Nevertheless, we're gonna push as hard as we can and see where we actually end up. Now also, the engine noises in 2020 and 2021 are a little bit different. In the 2021 game, I feel like you hear a little bit more of the whistle of the turbo compared to 2020. Keep a lookout for a video on the engine note comparison coming out real soon. Now as we come into this corner, braking in a straight line, trying to carry as much speed as we can in and out of the corners. So yeah, I just need to keep practicing this new driving style, and over time lap times are just gonna reduce and get smaller and smaller, and we're gonna get faster and faster. As with anything we do in life, practice makes perfect, or practice allows you to grow and get better, and ultimately that's what we want, that's what we're looking for. And also the capital F, fun. That's the most important factor, having fun in the game. Also, you guys would have realized that the video jumps in a few areas. Yeah, so I use the PS4 screen capture feature to record my gameplay for now, so we're able to get our hands on a decent recorder. So the screen capture feature sometimes skips over videos. I don't know for what reason, and I haven't really been able to get it fixed. So yeah, we're gonna work around it, try our best, and try to not let it implicate us as much. Coming on to the last DRS zone of the race. Let's see if we can get Butler, and I don't think we can. We're too far behind. The AI are also a lot more fun to challenge with this race. Sorry, in this game. In 2020, they would just let you pass, you know. In 2021, they actually put up a fight. Even in quick races, for 25% races, it is so much more fun. Coming onto the start finish straight, we get a very good exit. DRS open, DRS on, and we do not pass Butler. Colliding with him a little bit there at the finish line. But yeah, we do not get Butler, and we stay in 11th place.
And a fantastic victory.
So that has been Chapter 1 so far of the Breaking Point story mode. Let's go on and see what else is in store for us.
Here in Australia,
The top teams as ever continue to push the boundaries of the sport, and it'll be interesting to see how the new Racing Point driver Aiden Jackson settles in, especially after that early incident involving his teammate.
Well, we've certainly seen rivalries born from less. Suffice to say, if you came into the 2020 season hoping for a bit of drama, it looks like you won't be disappointed.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Breaking Point Chapter 1, the Australian Grand Prix post-race. Let's see what happens.
Casper, listen, I don't know what happened out there. It wasn't my fault.
Well, whose fault was it then? Who was the idiot behind the wheel of your car, You're pathetic. You won't even admit when you made a mistake. How did they ever sign you?
Oh, Butler. Devon, I didn't see you there.
What, like, out on the track today? You nearly took me out, mate.
Look, I don't know what happened. You cut in, I swerved. Next thing I knew, Casper was out.
Whoa. Mate, I was nothing to do with it. Whatever that was all on you. Don't be trying to pass the blame, because you haven't settled in yet.
Sorry, Aiden. Just bear with us one sec.
No problem.
I think that's really just a case of rookie driver, rookie mistakes. These cars are a bit different to what Aiden's used to in F2.
You seem to find your feet quite quickly after you graduated from Formula 2. What advice would you give to Jackson in his first season?
Well, stay out of my way mostly. And taking out your own teammate isn't something I would make a habit of.
Almost ready, Aiden. We're just checking audio levels.
Sure.
Seriously, Casper must be wondering what on earth Racing Point were thinking.
That's great. Thanks, Devon.
Yeah.
Okay, Aiden. Let's talk about that incident with your teammate.
So there we have it, folks. Devon Butler just being Devon Butler. As usual, nothing's changed from before. Yeah. Let's see how we can pick ourselves back up from this. As we come onto our social, you can see that this actually gets updated. Let's see.
Brian.
Talk to me. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Listen, what happened out there today? I had it all under control and then...
Look, let's not go through all that now. We'll talk about it at the debrief.
Right, yeah.
I was actually talking about your little run-in with Casper and Butler over in the paddock.
Oh, wow. News travels fast.
The paddock talks, Aiden. Besides, I've got ears like a hawk. Listen, Butler's a clown. The man's ego is bigger than a... No, I've got nothing. Don't give it a second thought.
Thanks, Brian.
But Casper? Yes, he can get a little hot-headed, especially after a race. But you have got to work with him. That manoeuvre today...
Wasn't my fault, Brian.
It probably cost us points. I'll level with you. A lot of people on the team are disappointed, Aiden. And I'll be saying as much to Casper. Now, learn from it and move on. But you can't let it happen again. I'll see you at the debrief.
I really like the way Brian just delivers information. Stern to the point, but he's not cruel about it. It's nice to have him as our boss in a way. As we've got new emails, an interview and photo shoot for tomorrow. But yeah, everything else pretty much still the same. No email from Casper or something about the incident. Well, he did get to his post-race, so... And he did vent his frustrations. Yeah. Not the best start for Aiden Jackson. Now the rewards here that we get is the usual ones that you would get after a race. Getting quite a number of XP points here. And growing. So yeah. That is it, guys. That has been the prologue and chapter 1 of the new F1 2021 Breaking Point story mode. Keep a lookout for further uploads that will be coming out real soon for chapter 2 and more. full races, and maybe even soon, my team. Alright guys, do like the video, it would really help me out a lot for the YouTube algorithm. Do comment down below what F1 2021 content you would like to see. Do consider subscribing to the channel, it will really help us out. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.